All right, some breaking news for you. Stephen Moore has withdrawn his name from consideration to fill a vacant Federal Reserve post. This follows on the heels of Herman Cain doing the same. So two prime candidates that President thought could serve as sort of bulls in a china shop called the Federal Reserve are out. The president, among other things, tweeting out that Steve Moore, a great pro-growth economist and a truly fine person, has decided to withdraw from the Fed process. Steve won the battle of ideas, including tax cuts and deregulation, which would produce non-inflationary prosperity for all Americans. I've asked Steve to work with me toward future economic growth in our country. This fast-changing development here, many would say well expected. Blake Burman with more from the White House. Blake.
Neil, Fast is right, because earlier today on the North Lawn here at the White House, the press secretary, Sarah Sanders, was asked about the status of Steve Moore, and she basically said that nothing had changed. In fact, Moore himself this morning, according to Bloomberg, was there having a breakfast with some reporters there this morning, saying that he was all in, that the White House was all in. That was just a few hours ago, and you just read the tweet from President Trump just a few moments ago, in which the president says that Steve Moore is no longer under consideration to join the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. Important to note that Steve Moore had not been officially nominated. That was because he was going through the background check, and in that process, there had been several questions raised, or I shouldn't say in that process, at least while this had been awaiting itself to see whether or not Moore would be nominated. Several questions had been raised, including about a potential lien that was on his house. There had been some comments, some very controversial comments that Moore had said in the past and also in recent days as it relates to women. There were questions as to whether or not he could make it through the process up on Capitol Hill. Just a couple days ago, Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa, a Republican, had come out and said that it was very unlikely that she would be able to vote for Steve Moore. And as this started to go on, Neil, it got to the point where it almost seemed inevitable that Moore would not have the support from Republicans up on Capitol Hill. Remember, the basic math here is with no Democratic support, if 4 Republicans were to say no, that was it. That's exactly what happened to Herman Cain, whose name was put out there by President Trump, was going through the background check, never officially nominated, took his name out. Now you can add Steve Moore to that list as well. So where do we go from here? Where does the White House go from here? There are 2 open seats for 2 people to join the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. The president had thought that he had this one wrapped up with Steve Moore, a close confidant of Larry Kudlow and someone who had helped the president deliver his tax reform ideas during the campaign, and then Herman Cain, someone who the president thinks alike with politically as well. But now those 2 seats are open, and it could take quite some time to fill them. Neil?
Real quickly, Buck, I remember Mitch McConnell had said about the vetting process for these 2 gentlemen, I think referring to Herman Cain and Steve Moore, that it has to be more thorough, that they can't just be dumped on the Senate. Over-trivializing and paraphrasing what he's saying. But the message was, do your homework. If we have grenades here, we best be prepared for them.
Well, remember the timeline here, because it was Herman Cain who was about to be put up by the president first, and then there were the past allegations that had haunted him during the 2012 presidential campaign of alleged sexual misconduct, and then there were questions about whether or not he was too partisan for an independent job like the Federal Reserve. So that was kind of the warning, and then Steve Moore was put up, and you start to add all of this negative story after negative story after negative story, and lots of real questions with them, Neil. And now you got to wonder going forward whether or not this White House is going to put forth potential candidates for the Federal Reserve Board of Governors that might be close to them but maybe unvetted, or folks who are going to get a very, very, very careful look before even names are leaked or put forward.
Yeah, it is the world in which we live, my friend. All right, Blake Burman, thank you very, very much.